So, hello, welcome back to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And as you can see in the background, you do not see the logo, but we are on the modernstoicism.com site. So today we're going to go ahead with a little bit of Stoicism, talking a bit about philosophy, talking a little bit about hopefully things that we all can incorporate into our everyday lives so that things are better, so that things are more smooth or something. Just having a better day, just having a happier day, maybe as well. So let's actually have a look at what article might be the most interesting. I think that there are some categories indeed. The Stoic, which I guess is a magazine. I don't really know. It sounds like one, like something that is published on a regular basis. This one, no, that's actually just a new translation of the handbook. Let's actually check that out. It is from Saturday, 23rd of May, 2022. So it is a fairly new article, 0 comments. There's also a YouTube link, so maybe there's also a YouTube video based on that. But let's just see. It is a bit, but we might actually be able to finish this today. You cannot fully see it. There we go. There we go. It's fine. It's good. It is amazing. Where do I start? Epictetus, as handbook, has been one of the most influential Stoic works. A heavily annotated version of the handbook was in where was I? A heavily annotated version of the handbook was the introductory text in ethics for the Neoplatonists who studied under Simplicicus of Sicilia. It served as a manual for upholding discipline in some monasteries during the medieval period, and it played a key part in the development of CBT during the 20th century, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. Yeah, there we go. Today it is often either one of the first or the first original Stoic texts that people in and outside of academia read when they try to approach Stoicism. While there are several good translations freely available in the internet or on the internet, many of them are getting a bit old and the English can be a bit dated, and therefore I thought that it might be a good idea to create a translation that will be available to the general public in modern colloquial English. Furthermore, it is an opportunity to perhaps bring those who cannot yet read Greek a bit further to the original text by explaining some of the translation choices that may be especially controversial and thus make the text more transparent, which I think is a very good idea, because yes, I went through some older translations of various different books, and sometimes yes, it is a bit draining and it is a bit hard to go through just because they used such, maybe just for me, difficult language, not necessarily because of the words, but of the way it is constructed, of the way it is used quite. So it is amazing to see that people actually are doing the work, and they are doing the work for free, apparently at least, and they are trying to provide the general public with knowledge and information that they at least think is important. If it really is, I can say quite nobody can say. It is also an opportunity to solicit the input of our readers and ask them to share their experiences with the text. Are there some passages that have been especially important to you? Are there some you struggle to understand? Perhaps even some that seem weird or even cold-hearted? Hopefully this post will be the beginning of a longer project, which will end with a short annotated new translation which, with your input, can serve as a very good first introduction to Stoicism for the coming generations of modern Stoics. The Greek text is available from the Perseus project, or Perseus project, something like this. 1. comment on chapter 1. Yes, so there starts chapter 1, so enjoy. There are things that depend on us and things that do not depend on us. Judgment, impulse, desire, and aversion, and in a word, that which is our own doing depends on us. Our body belongs, reputation, job, and position, and in a word, that which isn't our own doing does not depend on us. That which depends on us is by nature free and not subject to hindrance or embarrassment, while that which does not depend on us is weak, servile, subject to hindrance, and not our own. Remember then that whenever you consider that which is servile, I guess, by nature, to be free, and that which is not your own to be your own, then you will be hindered, you will complain, you will be disturbed, you will blame both gods and humans. But if you only consider that which is your own to be your own, and consider that which isn't your own to be not your own, which is really the case, then you will not be forced by anyone at any point. No one will hinder you, you will blame no one, nor will you accuse anyone. You will do nothing unwillingly, and no one will hurt you. You will not have any enemies, and you will not suffer anything harmful. Since you are aiming for so great things, remember that you cannot hold back in your efforts to get these things, and that there are certain things that you must give up completely, and other things that you must put aside for the moment. If you want the great things as well as positions and wealth, you might end up failing and getting the smaller things because of your pursuit for the greater, and you will certainly fail to get the greater, which are the only things that can bring about freedom and happiness. Therefore, habituate yourself so that whenever you are bothered by a troubling impression, you will immediately say, quote, "You are an impression and not at all what you seem to be," unquote. After that, examine the impression by the rules and standards that you have, and first of all, and most importantly, examine whether the impression is about the things that depend on us or the things that do not depend on us. If it is about the things that do not depend on us, be ready to say, "You're nothing to me." Then there are some comments on chapter 1. This chapter contains several Stoic concepts. One of the more controversial one is ephemin or something. The phrase consists of preposition epi contracted with a pronoun, which is here in the blah 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 in Greek. Well, what I'm seeing there is quite everything is related to whatever is in my control is in my control, and I can do something about it. I can be bothered by that, and just because I can do something about that, when it is really indeed pissing me off, if I really indeed dislike it, I can do something. But whatever it might be that is not in my control, it is what it is. I can't change it. Whether it's the weather, whether it's somebody's opinion on me, I cannot really change these things. So complaining about it and being worried about them and just being unhappy about it, it does not change anything. So, thing is, decide whether it is something you're in control of or you're not, and then decide how to act on it accordingly to what it really is. It's a very easy and a very, well, I would kind of say fundamental Stoic thing. And I would also say it's very useful and great to think about. But yeah, not going to go through the comments, but I'm going to see you the next time. So see you soon. Bye bye.